Hello and welcome to Drakewind Falls. We're here. Everyone's
We're
here, all
here.
together,
We're all here.
and everything.
Nobody
is
melted.
And we're in the right order.
Yes. Most importantly, we're all in the right order. This is episode 12 of Drakewind Falls, our ongoing 5th edition adventure set in a world of our own creation. We are venturing out into the continent a bit, and we've arrived at Bondur's Gate at the edge of the Maw, previously known as Drakewind Hearth, with our hardy adventurers after they have helped a wayward caravan on their way. Ooh, excuse me. And so we'll be going through, saying a little bit about what's going on recently and answering this week's question about your character. What is their favorite form of entertainment? So we'll start, as always, to my cardinal left with our very own ringer, Nate.
All right. I am playing Horton Abernethy, little Owlin wizard boy, and he clearly likes to read.
No shock there.
No.
No shock there. No surprises. No alarms and no surprises. Copyright Radiohead 1993. 6. I'm Warrior. I play Highland. He is a very chill Minotaur Draconic Bloodline sorcerer. His favorite form of entertainment is vibing. Like, whatever that means to you, man.
Beautiful.
Vibing.
Fair.
I am Christy. I am playing Fern. And Fern's favorite entertainment. I think Fern is a forest bather.
Hmm.
And I'm Joel. I'm playing Becker Stokes, the human fighter cleric. Favorite form of entertainment has to be bar fights.
Barf fights?
Yeah.
Bar,
Bar fights. Okay.
tavern brawls.
Tavern brawl.
Specifically.
All right. So I'd also love everybody to go around. Maybe we'll go in reverse order here, and we'll see if we can pull this off.
What?
Yes. Joel, why don't you tell me something about Becker's experience during the last episode that either was formative to you or will tell the watchers / listeners at home a little bit about Becker Stokes?
I think last time it was really the essentially having a hit point when we got to the caravan and being like, no, other people have to rest. I'll guard the caravan. It's fine. I can keep walking. Their attack. It's
Don't. Hold on. The cat's trying to knock all my dice down. Come here.
Jesus Christ.
Christy
Okay.
just needed to buy a couple seconds to determine whether it was actually her next.
No,
in
mostly it was
reverse
just I didn't want to pick up 25 dice off the floor. So last session, honestly, Fern didn't do a whole lot last session. All things considered.
Fair enough, right?
It's true.
Yeah, okay.
No. Yeah. Fern
Yeah.
didn't really do a whole lot.
Just
She did make
vibe.
sure that Neil had some really good, excellent, like, wind in his ears, place to sit in the caravan.
Sure.
Stop! Oh my god.
It's really blue. I look really blue right now. But I'm not. I'm happy. And I'm chill. Highland, last time on Drakewind Falls, I think formatively, he got his own sort of good-natured brand of revenge on a
That was delightful.
bugging his friend Becker, and he also was so relaxed that he intimidated an entire campsite full of caravanners into telling him everything and not giving him no guff.
Zero guff. Nate.
All right. Well, surprising everyone, Horton was not exhausted after the longest night. He did take
It's
a
so
wonderful
good.
rest, though. He was also so, I don't know, tiny and innocent looking that he got a little charm that lets him reroll natural ones.
Just a little baby.
Exactly.
We also collectively made Becker look like he was on the cover of a Harlequin romance novel, which was really great.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a good time was had by all. Some active,
Indeed.
some less active. But we've made it all the way to Bondur's Gate. You've met a couple characters along the way. As part of the caravan led by Mulberry and Bug Childs. You also found out from a gentleman that makes his home in the kind of frontier town that has cropped up outside of the Dragon's Maw since the red dragon that previously lorded over these areas was slain in the past year by the name of Eli Grimm, who owns the heroic talisman, and let you know that there's sort of a kind of adventurer that has set himself up as a kind of warlord or kind of let's say a fresh noble in this region, and he was well, maybe we'll learn a little bit more about him. You guys have bedded down along with some of the caravan to take advantage of their hospitality. Highland, you've hooked up the caravan. Sans, Becker's elven buddy with Genensis, and yeah, y'all got a good night's sleep in. So if you haven't
Thank
already, what's that?
I said, thank God.
Wow. So it's been a long trip, but you wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tails in the morning. So, yeah, let's get to know things and tell me a little bit about what y'all are interested in finding out here. You've come to the Maw intentionally. You had a couple of different options to explore some of what was going on, and this is the kind of direction that you have endeavored towards. You've run into a kind of elder drake. You've run into some moon marmots and received a boon from them, Horton, and now you find yourself here at the Maw where you have set out to. So, yeah. From the party, what are you guys interested in doing as you wake into a fresh day here out on the frontier?
I mean, clearly the first question is, what's for breakfast?
Well, when is everybody kind of milling about, or what are we doing as we're getting about? Horton, you're looking for breakfast.
Yep. He, in addition to being a night owl, he's also an early bird. So
That's
Crepuscular.
I think Highland is doing another round between the campsites and like bartering for a more complete breakfast between the Genensis he has and his remaining pocket disk.
Okay. What are you in
Except
search
for
of?
one piece, just in case.
Yeah, I always got to keep one in reserve. Do you have anything in particular you're looking for, Highland?
I
mean,
don't
are you
know.
looking
He'll
for
probably
just
he'll probably
sustenance,
he'll probably
or
be
you-
like he'd probably be like, hey everybody, I'm gonna go see if I can't get us rustle up some breakfast. Yeah, got any orders? Breakfast orders? Anybody? See what I can do.
I mean, whatever's there should be good. And Horton just kind of sips on his little thimble of Genensis.
Okay, so we've got one whatever and Vern Becker. You got anything you want? I can see what I can find.
Whatever is plentiful.
All right, it's 2 whatevers. Vern.
Sure. Make it 3.
Oh, okay. I was going to say 2 whatevers and a sure. Oh, right. It's 3 whatevers. So I guess we're having what I like for breakfast. And then he'll wander off. And I'll probably
and
get
some for
some.
Neil. Neil's got to have
All right.
breakfast too.
Neil,
Dog food.
what would you like for breakfast, Neil? Neil. Buddy, what do you
He'll
want?
also have whatever.
Okay. I think Highland will then seek out a sort of porridge and bacon vibe. He wants to sort of see if he can sort of hack together some filler up vibe type breakfast. You should recycle that. Yes. I think that's what he'll try to find. He'll see how he can best recreate that with the ingredients he can barter for.
All right. So yeah, you're able to kind of make your way around. You find yourself kind of nearing the outskirts and have managed to find a couple people that have been cooking small breakfasts up. One very thirsty individuals that has had a pretty good link of sausages, cured sausages, and another that had a bit of kind of barley on. It looks kind of like a more rustic congee, and they are able to trade simply for a kind of a good fill of Genensis. The pot with the kind of barley congee is pretty large, and so they're willing to kind of let it go a little bit. But the cured sausages, not that it makes a difference to you, but they feel like they're getting a really good deal by the amount of Genensis you're able to provide for them.
Those better be some good sausages, man.
One thing you do notice, what's your passive perception, Highland?
11.
It takes you a while, but you realize that one of the conversations that you hear as you're moving around is Eli, who you met last night, the local proprietor that gave you all the little kind of charms with his face on it. You know, he felt like a very genuine individual, but you can hear his voice starting to kind of rise above the din of everybody getting up. Some of the wagon train beginning to get everything unpacked now that it's daylight and offloading things. And you see he's talking with a pretty kind of gruff looking individual that has a fairly large gold pin on his breast, and eventually they kind of break off, and this individual is flanked by a couple of pairs of other kind of rough looking individuals, one half orc, a couple of kind of shaved bald dwarves with very kind of long dark beards, and then a couple of humans, and they seem to be kind of heading back kind of into the kind of heart of this this kind of frontier town. And Eli kind of walks off brusquely back to the kind of main gathering area where the kind of Childs is settled, the kind of three wagons around.
Maybe. I think Highland will sort of mosey over to where Eli is. Like, you all right? Looked like you were having a rough conversation over there, and it's tough early in the morning.
So you guys found out last night before you went to bed that this person who's kind of set themselves up is basically charging all of the people that are coming into Bonder's Gate. And Eli was working to try to get a better deal for both himself and everyone else, but he shares that basically this kind of new person who's referring to himself as the mayor now has kind of set up this tax specifically because he didn't get a cut of the hoard of the kind of red dragon's hoard, and so he said he's going to get his coin one way or the other, and so basically. In order to he says his people need to eat, and so he can either kind of starve his people or bankrupt his coffers after spending all of his coin to come here and try to rid this town of of this burden, and so anybody who passes through and anybody who's doing business here has to pay that toll until until the debt has been repaid, and so Eli's continues to be kind of upset by this, but nobody really has the kind of gumption to be able to stand up to him. So rough morning.
Yeah,
That sounds like a butthole.
Does sound like a butthole. Like that guy sounds like a butthole.
Yeah.
I don't like his pin. It's very ostentatious. Well, all right. Well, pour him a little bit of Genesis and be like, hope this helps take the edge off. I'm gonna go serve a breakfast. I'm holding a big pot of barley. I don't want like one bicep to be like much larger than the other one. So I'm gonna
alternate
get over there before Highland is not that smart. And he will he's just like and he's gonna head back to camp.
Okay.
Be like, what I got some stuff.
Aces.
Helping.
Looks tasty.
I got some whatever. So
Yes.
he'll just sort of like, he has like a little pocket knife. He'll sort of cut the sausage into coins and put it in the barley, but he'll leave like half of one and he'll just toss it to Neil.
Neil's so happy.
Yeah, Neil is really, really happy with you. Where he's really
glad.
beginning to take a shining to Highland.
Who's a good boy? Me, because I brought you sausage.
It's a true story. So yeah, you guys have all kind of woken. You're pretty happy. Tell us a little bit about your desire to come to the Maw in the first place, and then Highland, if you want to kind of recall any of this for them, or if you have kind of thoughts on what you've heard from Eli and how you might like to go about it. Maybe let's think out loud a little bit about what that looks like. Um,
Well, yeah, I mean, Highland would share what he found out. Just be like, well, sounds like those kobolds we met earlier are part of a larger kobold liberation movement. They're feeling more self-actualized these days and are wandering out into the valley. Um, it sounds like the Ma's just kind of hopping, it's sort of revitalizing. I hope it's not gentrifying, but it's something's going on up there. Maybe that's why the Crystal wanted us to go there and see what it is. Kind of curious about that dragon horde too. Like, there's probably some pretty valuable stuff in there. And maybe they forgot something. They left something behind. I don't know, but it sounds like that asshole is really kind of obsessed with the horde thing, and he feels like unfairly taxing everyone is the only fair resolution to him not getting off his butt and getting some of the horde for himself, which feels imbalanced to me, but I also don't really want to become embroiled in local politics. I think we should head up to the Ma probably and figure out what we can figure out.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way we're going to know if we have trouble getting in.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Was it just your Crystal Highland that like directly pointed us to the Maw?
Well, Highland can ask his crystal a question every day. And so he asked where we should go, and it pointed in that direction. Gave him a vision of the mob. So he's following his vision.
Gotcha.
Right. It didn't point in this direction. It gave you a vision of the mob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Horton had a similar vision of it as well.
Right.
And then we had also gotten, I believe, Fern? I don't remember if it was Ferns or Becker, but there was also like something indicating that in the kind of opposite direction there might be another crystal or something related, another shard.
Yeah.
But we went this way.
Was that before or after Becker got stabbed with a crystal arrow?
Yeah, mine has already attacked me.
Mm-hmm. It was after.
That's really all it's done.
Okay.
Mine has given no helpful anything. It's just painful.
Yours has indeed only harmed us, not helped.
Well, just Becker, we're fine.
That's true. As a group, as a party.
Theme of the story.
But I figure, we might as well just head up there and see. I mean, we can always loop back if it seems a little, messy up there. But as long as this dickbag doesn't try to take our money or whatever for going places, I think we can probably put
that's
in
Mayor
that.
Dickbag to you.
I'm not using an honorific. Not my mayor.
The honorable Mayor Dickbag.
Don't rank this asshole,
Mayor.
But Mayor's spelled wrong, like Mayer.
Yeah, like John Mayer.
That makes it so much better.
Another dickbag.
Charging you a Wonderland.
Mayor Baloney's second name.
I mean, I guess if it sounds good to everybody, once we finish up here, we can.
Seems reasonable.
We can head up.
Are we taking anybody with us, or is it just the four of us going up there? Are there other people who have business up there?
I don't know. I didn't get that vibe personally, but
That's fair.
I think it's probably better if we. I mean, I feel like there's a sort of like secret mission vibe to what we're doing a little bit. Like it's kind of secret, so we probably shouldn't, have a bunch of people.
Invite a bunch of people.
Probably shouldn't.
Secret with a lowercase s.
I mean, at least until we figure out what we're doing, because I don't know.
Yeah, We definitely shouldn't tell Mayor Dickbag.
The
I
honorable
didn't hear
Mayor.
you. What was that, Horton? I didn't hear you.
Mayor Dickbag.
What? You're cutting off at the end. I'm sorry.
You know what I said.
I don't know what you said. What did you say?
Horton thinks it's
Say
a
it loud.
really big swear, by the way.
It does.
Say it loud and proud, Horton. If you can say it in a whisper, you can say it with your full voice.
Horton, make me a stealth roll.
It's a 15.
All right. So you're able to get it out one more time, loud enough that Highland is happy with it, but still not going overheard by anybody who it might not be a good thing to have hear it.
Excellent.
See? Scott didn't fall. No one's washing your mouth out with decal, with soap.
Not yet.
Not like that time he said doo-doo.
Okay. All right. So, are you guys just walking out of the settlement, or are you going to kind of sneak out, or how are you planning to proceed? Are you leaving immediately, or are you
Do we feel like we need to sneak?
I don't think.
No.
I think
feel it.
I think Highland probably mentioned that was the direction he was traveling enough when he talked. Like he wasn't giving away details, but he would like people to, if we suddenly disappear, have some idea where we went.
I mean, that seems
Come
reasonable.
check on us. So I think he's like, yeah, we're gonna head up there. He told the caravan too. So I don't think he would sneak. No.
I mean, I don't think there's a super big reason for us to sneak because I don't know that what we're doing feels particularly sneaky.
Yeah. I think we should walk to make sure we don't give the illusion that we're a caravan of some type.
Sure.
I don't want to do that.
Before we leave, I'm going to use Channel Divinity to make a Drakewind Ranger knife
Sick.
so that it's got like a spoon and a fork, corkscrew, toothpick.
I was like, oh, Joel's going into the deep lore. We're finally going to have a Drakewind Ranger on the team. No. Okay, so I would like word. Do you have your D100?
Yeah, I got it somewhere. What?
You guys
I would
haven't
love.
with the Ranger. These
Best
knives
thing.
are handy.
What'd you
Best
say,
thing
Becker?
You guys didn't spend time with the Ranger. These knives are super handy when you're out in the wild.
Highland, I would love for you to roll me percentages.
Okay.
And Horton, I would like you to say high or low.
Oh no.
Let's go low.
All right.
That was a good choice. It's 13.
All right. So as you kind of near the outskirts of the kind of caravans that have settled there, and the kind of edge of this town, you actually notice that there are some of the folks that were hanging around the mayor earlier, and they're kind of keeping a pretty clear eye on the kind of purview of Mayor Dickhead, you kind of are aware of this, and while you don't sneak out, you certainly kind of do your best to avoid prying eyes. Something's definitely rotten in town, and you don't really feel like it's something that you want to get yourself mixed up in before you head out towards the mall. So it's going to take you another kind of day's journey to really get all the way to the maw. And so the further you get away from town, the more you're aware that there are other creatures that are making their home in this space and rather active. Well, you don't necessarily see them. You definitely see traces of them, and you feel like you're being watched pretty regularly as you're moving kind of closer and closer to the maw. The kind of journey to the maw, which is kind of down, kind of the maw itself is this kind of large chasm, is pretty much always needed to be taken on foot. There's no kind of horse paths through here, so the terrain is pretty difficult. The terrain is definitely kind of too rough for kind of riding horses to it. And so what I'd like you all to do is I'd like you each to roll me a d6, and we're going to start with Becker.
It'd be a 4.
All right, excellent. So you kind of make it during the morning. Horton, you're doing your best to not be flying all the time because being exhausted was exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that when you are using such repetitive language to explain experience, that you must still be feeling the effects. So similar to previously, you can help Becker keep an eye out by kind of flying along a little bit, but also resting on his shoulder and keeping a 360 lookout. So why don't you roll me a d6, and you can roll it, let's say, at advantage.
All right, good, because that first roll was a 2. Well, doubled it. That's a 4.
Perfect. Excellent. So y'all are doing an amazing job kind of looking out for everything. You managed to spot the signs of a couple of, let's say, owl halflings. They go hoo-hoo, but they also go roar. These feathers are roughly twice the height of you, and the droppings also twice the size of you. But to kind of point folks away from those, as owl bears can be incredibly territorial. Fern. Actually, no, we'll save Fern for last.
Oh God.
Island, what'd you roll?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't roll yet. I
That's
rolled
decent.
2.
Excellent. Highland, as Horton and Becker are really looking back around. Yes. You notice that there are, your passive perception is not good enough to kind of pick up just how many they are, but as you've been kind of paying attention to your surroundings, you realize that there are winter wolves that are out as you're getting closer and closer to the maw, and we're getting a bit towards the kind of drift that kind of is the space that is in the valley between the Wing Whisper Mountains and the Eastern Range. The weather's definitely getting colder as we're kind of moving into here, and so you have winter wolves out, and you can tell that they have been following for a while, yeah.
Well, hey, I don't want to spook anybody, but we've got some winter wolves on our tail unseasonably, and I don't know how many there are, but I'm pretty sure they're back there at unconfirmed distance. It's feeling I have. That wasn't very helpful, I guess. But anyway, be wolf aware.
Well, that's not good.
I mean, they've
Fern,
been following us, so they might think we're cool.
They just want to hang out.
Maybe.
Fern, why don't you roll a d6?
2.
Hey.
Perfect. Fern, once you hear this, you recognize that there is at least one winter wolf to the north of you along the ridge.
Oh, good, we're surrounded by winter wolves.
And then another that is kind of following behind.
Neat. I will share that with my friends.
Oh, that's more helpful. Honestly, good job.
Thank you.
Are wolves one of the ones where you just like pretend you don't notice that they're there and they leave you alone, or are they one of the ones where you like make yourself really big? They're scared of you. I don't remember. I guess I don't. I guess I don't know. I've never learned.
What do we
that.
know about winter wolves?
Oof, not much. I rolled a 9 for a nature check.
Nature. I can roll nature.
Might be the only other person that has good, kind of skills in that, kind of out in the world. So
Okay,
Becker,
it's funny because
Okay.
yeah, I'm not proficient in nature, but I rolled a 20.
I mean, I'm proficient in nature, so I will attempt to see what I know of winter wolves.
It's like sure is nature out here.
I
11.
All right, you roll a 20, Becker, and Fern, what'd you roll?
11.
So Fern, you're like, we don't have winter wolves up in my region very much.
In the bog.
In the bog, ain't no bog wolves. Becker, you know that like most other wolves, they kind of roam and hunt in packs. You also know that due to their icy white coat, they have extremely efficient hunting tactics when you get into this kind of driftless, snowy terrain. And so they are very good at kind of disappearing from the naked eye, even if you're keeping an eye on them. Unlike most wolves, these beasts are large. They're quite big. They're also faster because they are able to kind of move with that. And they don't just kind of bite and claw. They actually have this kind of freezing wind that's emitted from their maw that they use to incapacitate prey. And so you really have to kind of look out for them. This kind of stream of frost that's emitted from their lungs can be almost instantaneously detrimental to limbs, fingers, things like that. And yeah, they've been known to not only kind of communicate with their pack, but also communicate with things like wargs.
Good.
Yeah. But they're beautiful. They have glistening white and silver fur, and they have just like crystalline blue eyes. So they have been known because they're so rare when they're best in battle. Becker, you also know that some of the rangers have used their pelts as bartering, and they fetch a pretty fair price to the right buyer.
Okay. I'm going to share that with everybody, but it will be more like, oh, they're nature's worst killers. They are absolutely deadly, not afraid of people. They'll call in like wargs and other things that are also out to do nothing but kill and eat you. Ice breath. I mean, they are probably one of nature's most efficient killers. And in the snow, we probably wouldn't stand a chance.
Fern, since you rolled so well, I would like you to roll me a d4.
Oh god. Um. Okay. Just had one. A1.
All right. Very good. Horton,
Is it though?
as you are looking around, you spot a third winter wolf, and that's all you can see. You do realize that these three winter wolves have kind of triangulated around the party at this point, and you feel like now would be a good time to choose a plan of action, or just give up or whatever.
Oh, geez, there's at least three. I think we're in trouble.
Oh, if there are three, there's probably like 12.
What?
It's just
Well,
the
I
three.
I don't think you're helping.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hey, who is
Karen-
proficient in perception?
Somehow me.
Also me.
All right, Fern, Becker, I'm going to let you both make perception checks to see A, that you can see the others, and then C, if you can spot any additional members of the pack.
25.
I have a 9.
Fern, you are looking around and you're like, oh, geez, oh, geez, oh, geez, so geez. Becker, you look around and you realize that you may have gotten lucky. You do not see any
Hey.
others. And you think, actually, on second thought, there's only 3 of them. Maybe we have a snowball's chance of help.
They might not kill all of us.
There are 4 of us, which has to work to our advantage.
Yeah, use your pack tactics.
5 of us, Fern. Let's not disinclude Neil.
Well,
Jeez. Wow.
That's fair.
Wow. Specious. Best friend. Fern. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Are we still on like this treacherous terrain, or are we?
You
do
are.
we move?
It's now treacherous, semi-snowy terrain.
Super good.
Is there a? Is there? So like, but what is? So are we on like a narrow path with like a cliff wall on one side and a cliff on the other side? Like, what's the scenario?
You're following the kind of ridge of the maw, trying to get to the kind of entrance to the maw. You know that based on all of your kind of stories that you've heard and like the histories you've heard, there's basically the kind of mostly destroyed hamlet that used to be the kind of settlement that was Drakewind Hearth. That's at the kind of gaping opening of the maw. And then you knew that based on legend and what you all have heard about the Great Betrayal, that there are these kind of series of caverns that stretch down into the maw quite deep. But that kind of ruined village settlement is kind of what remains of the Hearth. And so you follow the ridge from what's now known as Bonder's Gate all the way to the maw. So you've been following that ridge, and as you've kind of moved closer to the maw, it's gotten progressively kind of snowy. The path itself is not, you're not going to fall off a cliff or anything like that. It's pretty open, but it is, it's mountainous, and it's not a kind of finished, refined trail. It's just the terrain itself is rocky and uneven along the way, even though it's pretty clearly marked that this is how people move back and forth, and even how things like kobolds or owl bears are traversing this terrain, because it seems to be the most hospitable way to move through this terrain that you can discern.
Okay. Is How far away would you say the ruined settlement is from where we are currently?
You're not exactly sure. You can't see it yet. You've
Oh,
just
okay.
you've just been, kind of
Mhm.
when talking with the folks from the caravan and just from your kind of knowledge of what's going on, being a
Mhm.
worldly person, between you and Becker, you know that you follow the ridge, and for Horton, who grew up, in Drakewind Falls. I mean, there are songs written about the road to the maw, and the maw devouring all hope, and the great the reveal of the falls, and sad story. But hey, it's all there in rhymed couplet, from some delightful bard, I'm sure.
Important that. Thank you for that sonnet. It was inspiring. Um, Impressive that you could just pull it out from memory here in this treacherous situation.
Yeah, Horton, why don't you make me a history check? Let's see how well you recounted it. Everybody's very impressed, but the question is, are they impressed at something that you remembered accurately, or that you kind of are recounting from a childhood song?
That's a 12. That's not too bad.
No, it's not bad. Horton recounts all of this with kind of frightening accuracy. He also recounts it with frightening pitch. He's doing his best with his little feathers to like catch the tune and the harmony. It's not good, but it's effective.
Yeah. Well, all right. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've never been triangulated by wolves before.
How far away are the wolves at this point?
Chrissy,
Yes.
could you roll me? Can you roll me percentages?
Sure. Let's see. How's about 60?
They're about 60 feet away.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I'm getting my hammers out.
okay. I mean, that's probably smart, I guess. Well, I mean, maybe if we can get to the, I don't know, maybe if we can get to those ruins, we can at least get some cover or something. Get up on a roof or something. I don't know. They can probably climb on the roof, but at least we'd feel better.
How far away are the ruins?
We don't know.
It's not within sight.
Okay.
Not close enough. And if we run, we're basically screaming that we're food. So I wouldn't.
So you're saying we should just take the offensive? I don't mean to offend, but
Can I fly up and see how far the ruins are?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
In fact, you may just want to stay up there.
Hover.
All right, that's a 12.
Horton, you light off of Becker's shoulder and fly upwards. As you're coming up, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 9.
Oh, make me another dexterity saving throw. One of these winter wolf has spotted you and is doing its best to freeze you so it can get itself a little snacky poo.
Well, it just might get that because I rolled a 6 again, so that's a 9.
No. 14.
no.
Horton, I'm really pleased to tell you I am using my winter dice, and hey, you can thank Zach and Christy and Ben and Cassandra for all of these lovely Christmas-themed dice they have. It's going to be
Oh,
a jolly 3d8.
Christmas in July.
15. You're going to take 19 cold damage.
Horton.
So,
I'm
Gordon,
immune to cold damage?
you're immune to it?
No, not really.
I was like,
I was
What?
really
Look at the
excited.
guy.
I was like, I have not looked up the Owlin, but that's dope, cool, very awesome, very much a lie. I
Maybe he's a
appreciate it.
snowy owl.
To be fair, grass type is strong
Too late
against
to be a
water.
snowy owl, Horton.
That is true. Rowlet forever. Where's my little Rowlet? Oh, I don't have Rowlet next to me. I do have this boy. This is what I picture teenage Horton looks like. Just like really cool with his little emo.
Little emo hair.
Little emo hair.
Only it's like this, only way more frozen.
And
Okay,
falling to the ground. Yeah.
and falling to the ground. Okay, so you have taken 19 cold damage, and that is not good. Okay, let's all roll. Let's all roll initiative.
Do we have?
Yes. I mean, if you choose to let Horton die, no,
Right.
he can be.
Horton, are you down? Like 0
No.
hit points down? No, okay. You've
Oh, he's
just
got like
fallen down.
3 hit points left, I'm sure.
Maybe
I
4.
rolled 22. I rolled a
I
natural
have a
20.
19 for initiative. Shocking
Because-
to us all.
Best time to roll a natural 20 is on initiative.
Absolutely.
Becker,
Get it out of the way.
15.
15.
Okay, and Horton.
Fern, what is your dex mod?
1.
On
All
this,
right.
you roll a 19.
I did.
Okay, so are you ahead of Fern then?
I have a +3.
All right, so 19 for Horton. Fern is a 19. Becker is a 15. And let's get our Frosty Boy D20 out and see where these boys are going. These boys are going in 14. Okay, so Frosty Boys.
Frosty boys.
If Horton's going down, baby, you're street in a Range Rover, street sweeper, baby, cock ready to let go. Fern. I like Fern singing that. That makes me really happy. All right, so this is the initiative. We are going. We're going in. So Highland, your little buddy has just been frozen and not feeling great.
All right. I would like Highland would like to use his movement to
Yes.
get to where Horton is going to land and catch Horton. And when he catches Horton, he would like to roll because he feels like that's something that you would do in this sort of situation. And then at like right as he like begins to roll, he'll like sort of tuck Horton like into the row, both for safety but also for subterfuge, and then he'll minor illusion a little frozen Horton on the ground where he would have landed.
All right.
Nice.
Great. Is minor illusion just a cantrip?
Cantrip.
Is it,
It's a cantrip. It just works. If
no,
the what
can you concentrate and keep it going, or is it just a one-off? It's there for so long. I can't
it
remember.
lasts
Sorry.
for a minute. It lasts
Okay.
for a minute. It's not concentration.
Okay. Great.
If a creature uses its action to examine it, it can roll an investigation check DC 15 to know it's an illusion, or if it tries to interact with it physically, obviously it'll go through.
All right.
And then let me see. I don't know if I have any bonuses. Not anything. Great. Actually, yeah. As he's rolling, he's just gonna whisper in Horton's ear. It's gonna be all right, little buddy, and he'll cast Healing Word, which is going to give him 8 hit points back.
Thank you.
Can you make me an acrobatics check?
Oh wait, yeah, I can do that. Sorry. Yeah, I can make an acrobatics check. Just a second. Let me make sure I mark that I've cast that spell. All right. Yeah, acrobatics check is 17.
All right. Yeah. You pull this off in one fell swoop and kind of come to a skidding stop, a la sliding in your socks on the wood floor, your robe majestically billowing out behind you. And we are on to...
He's kind of like, he kind of comes to a halt. He's like, I can't believe I just did that. Very impressed with myself right now.
I'm impressed with you too.
Thanks, buddy.
So from within Highland's robe, can I see any of the wolves?
Why don't you roll me a perception check?
It's possible. 16.
Yeah, let's say this. Highland's robe is nice, but it's a little threadbare at points because he's got some rippling biceps and maybe tummy ceps. And so you can see through, kind of here and there and see kind of out a little bit. So yeah, you can see two of the wolves.
All right. Well, I would like to cast Create Bonfire right at the position of one of those wolves.
All right.
So that would be a dex save from that wolf.
All right. Let's say this is Christmas Wolf. Christmas Wolf. That's a nat 1.
Sweet. That is 2d8 damage.
All right.
Fiery damage. That's yeah, of course, that's a 1. 3 damage.
I'm so sorry, Nate.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I know that's how it goes, but that still sucks. Okay, so 3 damage?
Yes, 3 fire damage.
Woo. All right. Next is Fern.
Cat's trying to drink my root beer float. Fern, how close are these wolves to each other?
They're not.
Are they're still
They're
their
still
triangulation
triangulating.
situation. Yep. Okay.
I feel like this is what the people want. Kitty cat.
Yeah, trying to steal. I don't know if she's trying to steal my straw or just chew on it.
Trying to sip on
Fern.
suds.
Becker, how do you feel about smashing some wolves? You into that?
I mean, I'm not into that.
Okay. I am going to. Do you go immediately after me? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna step over slightly closer to Becker and lightning lure a wolf, lasso that sucker, pull it towards us so it is closer for Becker to smash.
Okay.
So they have a strength save.
Okay. Which one are you doing it to? I'm going to call the one that that Horton hit. That is Christmas.
So that's the one that he created bonfire underneath.
That is true. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's tree and there's snow.
And tree and snow have not been hit yet?
Tree and snow have not been hit yet. All of them are within 60 feet of you.
Okay. I have to move up slightly to lightning lure. Let's do tree wolf if we geographically think that makes sense, because I guess I don't know which one is
They're
at
all
which
kind
point
of-
of the triangle.
They're all kind of equidistant from you at this point.
Okay, we'll do tree wolf.
All right. That
So
is
strength save.
strength save. Let's see. Save. I don't think I have anything special for that. That's a 20.
Oh, then. Well, never mind.
All right. Becker, you see Fern step up and majestically whip out her lightning lash thing.
Lightning lure, thank you.
Sorry, lightning lure, and she just looks. She looks. Becker, you are so impressed.
Are you, though?
Impressed by this? And she lets fly, and this wolf just kind of like it just kind of clangs off, like kind of right in front of the wolf. It kind of like looks down, and then it like looks up at her with these like steely blue eyes.
Very bad now.
And your turn.
Okay. And they're
Try,
within.
buddy.
They're 60 feet away, right?
Yes, sir.
In all my wolf knowledge, do I know how fast they are?
Yeah, absolutely. They're faster than you by a considerable amount. They're a large monstrosity, so you're guessing that they may not be twice as fast as you, but they're at least half as much as fast as you are.
All right. In that case, Becker is going to cast Guiding Bolt.
I'm sorry. I said, yeah, their speed is LOL, get wrecked. Sorry.
I mean, I feel like probably close, yes.
It's got me the giggles.
I'm going to use Guiding Bolt against Tree.
Okay. What do I need to do for that?
It go better than my attempt against
It's an attack roll. So 14 hit.
Yep, 14 hits.
And then
Yeah, they're big, but like most wild beasts, they do not have armor. So
so it is going to take 4d6 damage, radiant damage, 11 points.
all right, now we're cooking with fire. I mean, we were cooking with fire before, but
Yeah,
We were.
this much fire.
Christmas wolf getting his chestnuts toasted.
Yeah. LOL, get wrecked. Why is that so funny?
It's the spelling of wrecked that's particularly good.
Yeah.
Why are you such a goblin?
Any movement, Becker?
I'm gonna try to best position myself so that at least 2 of the wolves would have to come through me to get everybody else.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
And then I'm also going to use Action Surge,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Heat Metal
Okay.
on the heads of my hammers.
Oh, okay. Cool. Absolutely. If you don't have inspiration, please feel free to take it. All right. Okay, so it's Frosty Boy's turn, and the Frosty Boys are hungry. So the Frosty Boys are going to, they're going to attack. So Joel, as you said, the tree and Snow are both going to attack you with a bite. Um, uh, ooh. They're both going to hit. One's a nat 20.
Okay.
This is probably not going to feel super good. So 11 from Snowy, and Tree is going to hit you for 14.
F.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
19.
All right. So you're not knocked prone, but you're not feeling great, but you have managed to deflect all 3 of them from getting through. And the other is going to attempt to attack you, Fern. Because it did not appreciate your lasso of truth.
It did not even hit. Clearly, I'm not threatening.
Does a 15 hit?
My armor class? No.
Okay. All right. So you're good there, and we are back to the top of the pops, which is Highland.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. They're all pretty much right around us now. They're all like in biting range. So
you are all in there.
Highland is going to cast slow on all 3 of them.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot radius. He can pick up to 6 creatures.
Okay.
It's his choice, so he'll not slow his friends.
Okay.
And I grabbed the wrong spell. All right, it just works.
Okay.
It is a concentration spell, so affected target, their speed is halved. It takes -2 to AC.
-2 to AC.
And -2 to dex saves.
Okay.
It cannot use reactions. And then on its turn, it can use an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Okay.
And if it casts a spell, it rolls a d20 on an 11 or higher. It doesn't take effect till the creature's next turn. And in order for that to complete on the next turn, it has to use its action to complete the spell. Otherwise, it's wasted.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, I'll get rid. And then Highland is going to he's going to say he'll just say to Horton, you want to get down, buddy, or I can get carrying you, whatever works. I'm going to go backwards away from these wolves. So if you want to come with, you're welcome. But I want to choose for you.
I assume there are like trees around us, right?
There are some trees, yeah.
All right. So Horton's going to kind of fly up and perch in the branches of one of the trees.
Okay. Highland is going to go hide behind the tree.
Okay.
I mean, just for cover. He can't actually like do the hide action.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Highland, you disengage and you use the remainder of your movement to get as close to a tree as you can. What's half your movement?
Are they engaged with me? They engaged with Fern and Becker, but not me.
But they're
right?
They're a large monstrosity.
They have, like,
you guys were all like together, so
yeah.
They have.
Yeah, I think he'll still do that.
Okay.
I think make them have to make choices rather than all just eating Becker or whatever. So,
absolutely.
He'll do that.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, Horton, you fly up to a tree. Are you going to use any bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to use an action to cast Catapult. So Christmas Wolf is going to get attacked again just because. So that's another dex save from them.
Is he still on fire?
No, if Christmas Wolf stayed in the position he was in, the bonfire would have done damage.
Bonfire. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be a 7 minus 2 for the deck save.
Sweet. So pine cone from the tree I'm in flies down, hits him right in the snoot, and that'll be 3d8 damage.
I thought you were going to say 3 damage again. I was like, you got to get yourself some better spells, brother.
No, we've got 5, a 6, and a 7, so that is
big damage on you.
18.
Wow. All right. Okay. So 16, 30. All right. That's a good. That's good, buddy. That's a lot. Okay. Anything else from you?
No, that'll be it.
All right. Kitty cat and partner.
Kitty cat and partner, huh? We're all just here for the kitty cat.
Hey, when you start rolling and providing the entertainment, then we'll talk. But kitty cat was dank memes territory. It's good. Yeah, kitty cat root beer float. Come on, it's a recipe for hits.
That's what the internet wants.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I'll be clipping that with the Benny Hill theme later.
excellent. So Horton's up in a tree.
Yep.
Christmas Wolf is there. Are they all bunched up right now?
Oh, they're all bunched up around you. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. You and Becker are hanging out. Highland is standing next to a tree like this.
Pretending that you can't see him behind the tree. Perfect.
Pretending to be a tree.
I don't know where you went. All I see are trees.
Horton, what's your passive perception?
It's 13.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Fern, you're up.
Okay. I am going to cure wounds of a good friend Becker, since we're right the fuck next to each other.
Sweet. Excellent.
And then I cast Dragon's Breath on myself.
Okay.
And
how much do you cure him for?
He can roll it. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
You've seen how I roll. You would.
What is it for this level?
It is first level 2d8 plus 2.
All right, 2d8 plus 2 for Becker. And then you said you're casting Dragon's Breath on yourself?
And I am casting Dragon's Breath on myself. And we will say that that is fire on, you know what, Tree Wolf. We're having an out.
All right. At what level are you casting it?
That will be a 2nd level spell.
All right. So I will make a dex saving throw, and
actually, I am going to use my. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. Found it. Sorry.
That's right. This is scintillating. The people are on the edge on the edge of their seats.
Okay, so I'm actually going to use my magic that makes it a heightened spell. So I will spend sorcery points to make that particular spell heightened and minus, or no, not minus, just disadvantage for the saving throw against the spell.
Okay.
That was a lie.
I did only roll a 10, But I rolled an 18 on my second roll, so it's good as at disadvantage. So
Indeed.
the AC, so we are at 8.
So that did not save.
I assume
I
8
would-
is below your.
It is indeed.
I mean, I don't know how
That
good of a
is-
sorcerer you are, but I hope you're at least that good.
I mean, you've seen my spells. Am I?
I'm just saying you would have to have a negative modifier for that not to work. Because I think it starts at 8, right? 8 plus something.
That does 3d6 damage. Oh, 11.
11
Look at
damage.
that. I didn't roll 3 ones for damage, you guys. That's a pretty big deal.
I like that button.
And you got me 18 points of life. So
Yay!
Um,
Look at us go. That was a pretty good turn for first.
yeah, no
I
kidding.
think that means
All right.
I'm doing garbage on damage, but that's okay.
All right, Becker, you are up. You are personally engaged with 2 winter wolves.
I'm going to hit tree first.
Okay, tree first.
25 to hit.
That guy.
Yes.
Nice.
And it is going to take 9 and 8, so 17 points of damage.
All right.
It's
Nice.
still up.
Cooking. It is still up.
Why don't you come over here instead of picking on your
Will an
sister?
11 hit?
An 11 will not hit.
Then I am going to use inspiration,
All right.
and a 26 should hit.
Yes, a 26 should hit.
4, 8, and 12.
That's enough to knock that guy out.
Yay! Teamwork.
Snarf. All right, so that one is down. Becker, any bonus action or movement?
Maybe. Yes, I am. Would a reaction count towards that or no?
You do a reaction on someone else's turn.
Okay.
But you could use your action, basically your other action instead of movement. You could like take a defensive stance. You could, you could do what you did before, where you move in between people.
I'll get back between. I'll get front and center on the one that wasn't tree.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'll get the hammers directly in front of me.
Great.
So if it comes near, it's going through hot metal.
All right, sounds good. Okay, it is time for the Frosty Boys. So we've got Christmas and we've got snow. Becker, you are going to be attacked by snow to start off. A 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. You're going to take 12 piercing damage. And then, Highland, can you make me a stealth check?
Sure. 11.
This wolf takes a big sniff, using its bonus action, and then turns away from Becker and just looks right at you, and it just pans over, and there's a tree like this, and there's a highland behind it like this. He's going to try attacking you.
There.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. 10 piercing damage on you.
Okay. Ouch.
And then it is your turn.
Okay. Ow. Hey, what the hell, man? Highland is going to disengage and sort of back away from it. Sort of, I guess, perpendicular to where everyone else is. and he's going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
And he's going to use some sorcery points to make it a. Oh no, I don't have twin spell. It's too dumb. I don't have it. He won't do that. He will. I won't do that. He will, however, use 2 sorcery points to make it a bonus action instead of an action. And so he will. Let me roll to hit. That is 25 to hit. All right, that's 12 fire damage.
Okay.
And then he will yeah, I think he's going to do that. With his action, he is going to sort of reach a hand into his mug, and he just throws out, like, it looks like confetti or something. You know, it's a very like Rip Torn vibe. And he casts Nathair's Mischief in an area around the wolf. And so let me see just a second. Okay, I'm going to see what it does.
All right, so you're going to fill a cube you can see within your range with Fey and Draconic magic. You're going to roll on the Mischievous Surge table to determine the magical effect produced, and roll again at the start of each of your turns until the spell ends. It's concentration of 2 minutes. So roll me a d4.
Sure. I rolled a 2. So that bouquets of flowers appear all around. And this wolf must succeed on a dex save, DC 15, or be blinded until the start of my next turn as flowers spray water in their faces. It's a great comedic.
I rolled an 8.
Great. Blind wolf.
All right.
Blind wolf. Also slow drops, just so you know when he does that. Slow is gone. Because it's also concentrated.
Okay, well, then it's a 10, but still fails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Next, Orton, you're in a tree.
I am in a tree. So are those bouquets of flowers physical things?
Well, they're Fey and Draconic magic flowers, so they're not like real exactly.
If you're asking if you can catapult them, I feel like no.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It's magic that you're not doing, and it's an illusion spell. So it's not. It's magic. They're magical entities, but they're not physical entities.
Fair. Less amusing, but okay.
Yes, indeed.
So I will then cast Catapult on a rock that's behind that wolf and hit it in the butt. So that is a dex save from him.
Okay.
What
is the save?
Dex 15 is the thing you should roll.
And are
below.
you doing that on? Are you doing that on the one that is on Highland or the one that is on Becker?
Yep, the Highland one that just attacked him.
All right. I rolled a 17 plus something. Hey, what's up, Spike?
Well, that's unfortunate.
But it looks like this.
Good old Rocky Rococo.
Rocky Rococo. I always hear looking out for me while I D&D. Oh, raid incoming.
Oh, snap.
Sounds like the boys are headed over.
Backing down.
Yeah, this is a true story. Okay, so you go to catapult this rock, and it just goes kind of flying right past a kind of gust of the kind of wind surging around this winter wolf is kind of knocking it off track. Any bonus or movement from you?
Nope, no damage from a success, and I will stay put on this tree, far away from that wolf.
Excellent. All right, Fern, you're up.
Okay. Has it been a minute since my last turn?
No, it's been 6 seconds.
All right. That's what I figured.
Less than that. Yeah.
That's what I figured. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and Dragon's Breath breathe some fire at the wolf that is on Highland.
Okay. Can you reach? What's your range on your Dragon's Breath?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Yeah, you
It
might have to attack the one next to Becker.
Yeah, no, I'll have to hit the one that's next to Becker.
Okay.
It's 15.
Right.
So that's a dex save, Corvu.
All right. That's a save of what is my +1? Oh, it's a 10. Hey.
All
Hello,
right.
all the Raiders.
3d6 fire damage. 9.
All right. Okay. So that's another 9 off there. That one's starting to look worse for wear.
Okay.
Any movement from you, Fern?
No, I'll stay there for right now.
All right. Becker, you're up. There are 2 wolves left. Fern just smashed the one next to you with her fire or dragon's breath fire weapon. The other is on Highland, is looking a bit better. But you and Fern are doing a good job of keeping this one in check.
Okay. I'm going to attack
team.
right next to me. I'm going to yell, "You know nothing, Wolf Snow." And I am going to swing the blazing hammer for 24 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
For
There's a request in the chat to rip its freaking arms off.
we will see. 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Is it still up?
Yeah, it is still. It's still up barely.
Swing number 2, a 19 to
Yeah,
hit.
Yep.
And that will hit for 18 points of damage.
Yeah. Tell me how you finish this one off.
This is just going to be flaming hammer straight down on the top of its noggin, driving it right into the ground beneath it. The snow hissing from the heat of the hammer. Like I just...
I'm going to also scream LOL, get wrecked at it for you.
There you go.
It is hammer time. Most definitely. All right.
And then I am going to use movement to put myself between everybody and Christmas.
All right.
God, don't we
last
all?
wolf mix that was beautiful. You move to position yourself, and now how the turntables rather than the pack hunting you, you are now a pack hunting it. The last winter wolf, and we are on to the Frosty Boy himself. Okay, so it is going to lash out at you, Becker, and make a bite attack.
Remember, it's blind.
What's that?
Remember, it's blind.
Yep, so it'll do a disadvantage. So I rolled 2 17s. So LOL, get wrecked. 23 to hit. And it's going to hit you for 13 piercing damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw, Becker.
All right. 24.
Okay. So it does it like bites you and then tries to kind of drive you to the ground, and you just push one of your hammers into the ground and just makes this hissing noise, and a big like bastion of steam like erupts from the terrain, and you just kind of like come to a skidding halt as you're just like pushing back on it as it's biting into. And we are back to the top of the no witnesses. We're back to the top of the pops with Highland.
All right. Okay. All right. I can do this. All right. I feel good. I got my friends around me. All right. Highland is, he's going to roll his mischief table. Oh,
right.
Great. So in the cube, the flowers sort of start like rising up towards the top of this cube in an organic fashion. It doesn't look like a flat wall or anything. Let's keep the suspension of disbelief here. And they start to like turn brown, and then they melt into like goo, and this molasses just starts falling down, raining onto the interior of the cube, making it difficult terrain until the start of my next turn. Highland is going to, if he needs to disengage, he'll disengage. He'll back up again to firebolting distance, and he'll cast firebolt.
Okay.
I rolled a 19, so that's like a 26. So
do you have to drop your concentration?
No, firebolt is a cantrip.
Okay. All right. So what you rolled 19 to hit?
I rolled 19 plus 7 to hit. So
yes, it hits.
That is.
Just keep using this over and over again.
What? All right, that's another 12 fire damage.
All right.
And Highland will see if there's another tree he can try to hide behind.
All right. Are you good? Okay. That sounds good.
I mean, he can't try to actually hide. He's just going to stand behind a tree if there is one.
So yeah, well, once again, here is tree and here's Highland.
Yeah.
All right.
It makes him feel better.
Horton, you are up.
All right, so let's create another bonfire. So give me a dex save.
All right, a dex save. That's going to be a 13.
Excellent. 2d8 damage.
All right.
All right, 7 total.
Would this also affect me? Since I know where that wolf is.
You are engaged in it. Yeah, you're engaged with it.
It would not affect you. It's just a 5-foot cube, and it's a large creature.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can put it away from you.
Okay. So you said 7 fire damage?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any other bonus or movement from you?
Nope, I will stay where I am, as will the fire. So if he doesn't move, he will take more damage later.
Okay. Sounds good. Fern.
I guess I still have Dragon's Breath going, so seems a shame to waste that.
Oh, he put me on blast.
Yes. We are
What?
chestnuts roasting on an open fire, literally.
Yeah. So I will breathe fire at the one on Becker.
Only one left, so good.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I'm saying.
I kind of wish you'd been like the one on Highland. Just like Highland standing all there, and so all of a sudden he's just like, "You guys smell something?" And Fern's like, "Yes, I got that tree, that wolf behind the tree. Nailed it." Oopsie.
So dex save.
Okay. That's a 21.
That will save.
He is very sneaky. All right. Any movement, Fern?
No, I'll just hang out here.
Sweet. Becker, you are up.
All right. Since my forearm is in its mouth
Yes.
and all of its
I
teeth
tried.
roll backwards, I am going to do what you should always do when dealing with biting dogs. And Becker is going to grab like the free hand. He's going to bring the hammer behind its head. And then this hand, he's going to tilt his wrist so that the front hammer connects with it. And he's going to push his forearm back towards the rear hammer. So he's basically going to lock the wolf's head between the two flaming hot hammers.
Okay. All right.
We'll do.
Why don't we make opposing strength rolls?
Ooh.
Well,
Let's.
I think that's appropriate since it's a grapple, but
Yeah.
it's also going to take 23 damage from the hot metal.
Okay. All right. Well, let's make those opposing strength rolls and see if we are doing that. And yes, Mitch, excellent choice. Okay, so I have a 12.
I have a 13.
All right. So it is grappled. And this match is scheduled for one fall. All right. It is this boy's turn. He is the last boy. He is a lonely boy. He is going to use his cold breath on you. And I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh no.
That would be a 12.
All right, Joel, I need you to brace yourself. You are going to take 10 cold damage.
Okay.
And then it's going to try to grapple its way out. So I need another strength roll from you.
Nat 20.
All right, it's at 18. So you
Attaboy.
are able, you are just frozen in place, but you are just not letting go. Like basically the heat of your hammer from your forge god is just burning with a radiance that is counteracting this large monstrosity and basically keeping you alive as you just continue to hold on to it. And that is going to bring us back to Highland.
Oh, okay. All right. Highland is going to, from behind his very top secret hiding place, he is going to throw another firebolt at the wolf. That is 20 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. And that's going to be 16 fire damage.
All right. So as you do this, you cast this firebolt, and it comes screaming in towards this winter wolf. And your firebolt doesn't actually hit it, but it is pulled into and channeled through Becker's beautiful fiery hammers, and it creates this radiant kind of bolt of light that flashes and creates this giant plume of steam that just engulfs both Becker and the winter wolf. And as the seconds pass and you are kind of looking and surveying the scene, you see Becker kind of standing hunched over with both of his hammers kind of at his side, just continuing to have steam erupt from the snowy ground as he stands over the last of the winter wolves. And we are out of initiative.
In 80s movie style, Becker goes, "Down, boy."
I don't know if I could find a better way to end an episode of Drakewind Falls, but I think we will end on that note, and we will go to Behind the Falls here and talk a little bit about this episode and maybe answer some questions from the chat. Thanks to all of the folks that came over and joined us from Dave's stream and for the fun commentary in the chat. We'll be back in just 1 second and recount a little bit of what went on and talk a little bit about what's next for Drakewind Falls.
I just want to kick off with the title of the romance novel is Hot Snow, and the subtitle is Winter Isn't the Only Thing That's Coming.
I like it.
High quality entertainment here on Drakewind Falls. Hashtag LOL get a wreck. Okay, so episode 12, arousing success.
Arousing success.
Made it out of Bonder's Gate, almost all the way to the maw before encountering this pack of winter wolves. I really enjoy winter wolves. I like running winter wolves because they're basically just running a pack of wolves, only like they have breath weapons and they're big boys and they're fun. And actually, for the first time ever, maybe in this game, Fern rolling incredibly poorly helped y'all out because whatever she rolled on that D4 was going to be how many more wolves happen, and she just magically channeled that Christie energy for a 1. So that could have been far worse for y'all. But yeah, what did everybody? Maybe we can go around. If anybody in the chat obviously has any questions, please let us know. But yeah, we are kind of following the visions of Highland and Horton here to the Dragon's Maw, and have almost reached our destination. We found out that there is a kind of hero turned, kind of mayor by decree who is taxing the locals to kind of keep his band of adventurers paid after missing out on the hoard or the winnings after the red dragon that kind of terrorized this part of the continent was taken down by someone who may or may not be Highland's mom? Question mark. And he is taxing everybody that's coming into Bonder's Gate, which is the last kind of settled outpost before the maw.
Mixapitalik, I just want to put out, it is Stokes because he enlarges the passions of those around him. And no, nothing was ever resolved.
AKA it's still building. What? Yeah, what was? Have we learned the mayor's name? Yeah,
Dickbag.
It's Dickbag.
The honorable Mayor Dickbag.
I believe it's Dutch. It's spelled with a Y.
Yeah.
It's D apostrophe bag.
Just umlauts in there, yeah.
It's pronounced
I think
bag.
it's. Would it be like DYKBAGH?
No, because we're not in like 2008 Kentucky.
It's like yeah. Well, we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. The spelling TBD. But yeah.
None of the moms on Facebook have this spelling yet. Yeah.
Cindy with one Y and two N's. Ting.
And definitely like an IEGH in there, even if it doesn't make sense.
Yes. So I love how you've kind of embraced the heat metal, not necessarily for an offensive or a defensive disadvantage or something like that for your opponents, but actually as a way to kind of supercharge your hammers. I think it's both a fun aesthetic to play with, especially when you get to do all sorts of fun, like sexy, steamy stuff, but also in general, I think it's an excellent kind of narrative boost for Becker, which I always find interesting.
Just thought of it. Thanks.
So, how about everyone else? Fern, Highland, Horton, highlights, lowlights, question.
I enjoyed making Horton say dick bag.
That was really great.
I enjoyed you catching me, so I didn't take fall damage in addition to the cold damage that I took.
Here to catch you.
I also enjoyed Horton just like catapulting a pine cone from the tree. Just like, this is the thing I can do to help from a distance.
Yeah. It had to have been a big pine cone because it's something between 1 and 5 pounds.
That's
It's a
beautiful.
big tree. Big
Yeah.
tree's got big cones.
It's a thick pine cone.
Thick
Thin,
cones.
that's what they say. The thinner the trunk, the thicker the pine cone.
Is that what
Is it?
That's what they say.
maybe?
Okay.
Yeah. That's why they could always find me behind them, but yet it had such a bounty.
All right.
So
I thought it was
first
the big
But
the-
y'all don't recreationally read the old Farmer's Almanac? Philistines.
Becker, what were you saying?
so we learned that the bark was worse than the bite.
Oh, boo, boo, boo. Do you have inspiration? I'm taking it back.
I was 0.
Oh.
Anti-inspiration.
Fern, you
Yes.
continue to not roll wonderfully, but you got some great offense in.
I did for like once and ever.
Lightning
I mean,
Lash.
when I roll well, I have a lot of like really cool spell sorcery point combos, but I have to roll well. But the nice thing about Dragon's Breath is that it's not so much my rolling well as it's your rolling poorly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting. It was an interesting evening of rolls all around. I think that Highland casting slow on them definitely helped you guys out a lot.
sure.
Even though it was kind of that -2 to the deck save came in handy a couple times. So not too shabby. How are you guys finding all of the levels you took? Did any of you multi-class already? And how is that
I have
going?
multi-classed, but I don't get any of my cool level stuff until I level my sorcerer up farther.
Yeah.
Mine came into play actually, because at level 6, Highland gains an affinity with the element of his draconic ancestor. So he does. So in this battle, when he casts Firebolts, it does +4 damage. So
Nice.
that's handy. And if they had been throwing fire back at us, he could have made himself resistant to it.
Oh, cool.
It actually came into play, which was kind of cool.
Hello.
Highland also learned. Highland also took shield last level, but the wolf's bit too hard for me to make that effect.
I mean, you know.
I was really excited. I was like, I got a cool animation for this. But, you know, if something hits me a little less good, I'll bring it out.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
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 Horton, how is let's just say this. I don't think that we've started an encounter where you haven't gotten absolutely fucking walloped.
That sounds about right.
And you know, I think that the group itself has done a good job to protect you a bit. Have you considered not getting the shit kicked out of you right now?
You know, I thought about it. It's just not going in my favor, it seems.
That's fair. It's fair. I will say that Horton being a tiny, tasty snack definitely works against him when it comes to being out on predators.
It's very true, but at least we avoided the owlbears, so that was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for now. And so I joke, kid. I joke, kid. But I mean, knocking off 3 winter wolves, not too shabby, considering. I mean, they're like a challenge rating of 3, and there's only 4 of you.
Well, and the thing about winter wolves that is fucking terrifying is their camouflage jam. So, like, if there is a ton of them, and you do not know there is a ton of them, and then they do their pack tactics for shit, like that gets real serious, real bad.
Yeah, no, when I say that you got really lucky that Christy rolled low, like you could have had 7 of them.
Too many.
And I don't know if you would have survived that.
I feel like no.
If there had been more of them, Highland would have climbed one of those trees and then would have like bent down like one of those Charlie Brown Christmas trees. Like, damn it!
Whacked him with the whole load of snow.
So he'd be like, I'm hiding.
Shay, to answer your question, the wolves, the root of your problems for this session certainly, but there was a lot of beastly things following them while they were out here. This is just the one that they happened to run into.
True.
Yeah.
Dragon's breath gets a +4. Fern is just awoken from an 8-hour sleep.
Fucking has
thankfully, like our own Minnesota Timberwolves, these wolves made a bunch of shitty trades in the offseason.
I feel like the other thing about winter wolves that I don't think you mentioned to Horton, but which is a really cool thing, is that they fucking understand common. So if you are talking about how you're going to defeat the winter wolves, they fucking know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if we meet winter wolves again, and I ask one of them if they want walkies, and roll high enough in persuasion,
maybe
they will specifically target you to murder you.
Walk, buddy. They want to go? Want to just go on a walk?
I'm
well,
so
they
glad.
have a very decent intelligence too. I don't remember what it is, but it's.
What's that?
I said they have a very decent intelligence too. So.
Their intelligence isn't great. They have pretty good wisdom.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, charisma and intelligence, they both have -2. But wisdom, they have a +1 modifier. Constitution, they have +2. And strength, they have +4. So, like, also the fact that Becker is just a hoss is what kept y'all in that for a little bit as well.
So. You're like, strength saving throw. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
somehow did not get attacked by a wolf that fight, which I'm not really sure how that happened, but
that was only by shitty rolls.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
Perfect. More of those, please.
Yeah. I mean, also, Highland and Becker were making themselves pretty available. Becker especially putting himself between you and the wolves. You definitely would have gotten a couple of attacks if he hadn't done that. So, and he definitely, your curing wounds, I think, kept him from going down.
That was very helpful.
Yeah,
I
it was
tried.
great. Like I said, y'all out pack tactics the pack tactic boys. So
Only because they were a pack of 3.
hey, take it.
And we
W is W.
we are a party of 5.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, we never know what your buddy is doing during these, but I just assume he's like sitting there just watching all of this, like, you know.
I imagine that he was just like rolling around, like trying to eat snow, like a dog does,
Mhm.
the entire time that we're fighting.
True story.
He's just really like using his opportunity of looking like a dog to not have to do shit as a droid. It's like a vacation for him.
Yeah. So a couple questions before we wrap up. One, Joel, you recognize that the pelt that's rather burned is probably not going to be sellable. But the other two, you could certainly get both of those pelts, and those are. I'll say this: depending on the size of the horde, you could fetch almost as much for 2 like winter wolf pelts as you could for some small hordes. They're not cheap to come by, and despite the fact that there's only 3 of them, the fact that adventurers of your kind of age and caliber could overcome them, I think both the story and the trophy are something to write home about. So if that's something you want to spend time doing before, in the time before we start the next session, you continue to move on. It'd probably take you, a good hour to get those. So you'd probably have to make some kind of perception rolls to make sure that, attracting the sound that you did doesn't, bring anybody else down on your heads. But it's a risk that may be worth the reward for you. So
Yeah. I would do that. I mean, I did
Okay.
just make my new fancy knife.
there you go.
That's true.
And I do have a spell that might help with that. I just got it. Dispelt magic.
That was really
He's gonna
good.
take away your inspiration.
Gordon.
Too, watch out.
That's so good. Do you have inspiration right now, Nate?
I do.
That's so good. I will let you give your extra inspiration to somebody who doesn't have it. If there's someone who
To
doesn't
Joel?
have it, Joel, you may have inspiration because dispelled magic is
Pretty
that's maybe the best pun using an established spell I've heard.
Mhm. That was very
Period.
Change a letter, change a spell.
You know what we need? We need speak and spellomancy, and you just you only get 3 spells, but anything you can change them to by changing one letter, you can do. I like that. Let's write that up. Let's make a bunch of money in the DM's Guild, like our buddy Becker Stokes, which we'll hear about as we go around. Okay, so we'll do that. We can roll those next time, but I'd like to say that during this we will be able to get those pelts. Becker, once you write this down, those pelts, depending on where you're selling them, are going to fetch somewhere in the neighborhood. You know that a winter wolf pelt in good condition is worth in the ballpark of 5,000 gold.
Holy shit!
Dang.
Yeah.
All right.
So it may not reach that depending on where you're getting appraised and what kind of condition they're in, but
We get
They're
jumped by
not-
bandits.
and the last one not in the best shape, a little smoky, but you might still be able to do that. I mean, these are large monstrosities, so you could still, if you wanted to do that, with all three, you can totally do it. Okay, anything else you guys have questions about or thoughts before we get going?
I don't have any questions. I do have a behind the scenes thing. I had been hoping that Highland would finish off one of the wolves. And I very much liked what you did, and I'm glad you did it. But had you not done it, how it would have gone would be that the firebolt sort of glanced along, like straight down the center of the wolf's head and like all the way down its back to the end, leaving just a bald streak. So it would be really embarrassed when it woke up later.
That's beautiful. Well, hey, the journey is young. You might yet engage in some more winter wolves, depending on how y'all roll. So
Probably would have ended up costing us a couple thousand gold. So works out.
Maybe not the worst.
All right, so that has been episode 12 of Drakewind Falls. We are very excited to be playing during our RPG weeks here on twitch.tv/KnownWorldUnited, where every other week we have our regular ongoing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons adventure Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, as well as our regular shows, Bad at Games on Fridays, every Friday and every Sunday. Get some prep in. Hang out with our very own King Ginger as he preps his games, other games, and does some dreaming about some new games. So thank you to everybody who hung out with us. Mick, Spike, Shaggy, everybody who dropped by from the COJ, the Sexy Bankses. Let's go around real quick and let's tell them where you can be found before our next game on August 2nd. So we'll start as always with Nate.
All right, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at CubicleZombie. You can't necessarily find me tomorrow night where I'll be playing a little Star Wars action. Maybe we'll all die in that episode, or maybe, it'll go to episode 4. We'll see how that goes. But then in 2 weeks, so you can find me on Monday playing a little Down and Outlands, and then Tuesday back here at Drakewind Falls.
Yeah, baby.
Hi, I'm Warrior. You can find me at WarriorMN on the socials, like it says down there. You can also find me on all those things that Nate just said. Additionally, few places that Nate didn't say, you can find me on my own Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/WarriorMN. I've been starting to stream a few different games, a lot of Apex Legends, some Destiny 2, and some Red Dead Online. So feel free to pop in there. I don't have a set schedule yet because my schedule's kind of weird right now, but pop in anytime. Be happy to have you. You can also find me when I'm not here over on the FreeForge Discord. That is at thefreeforge.com. And for the direct Discord link, it's also a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/thefreeforge. They have a great show called Stay Alive, which is a survival horror original system developed by D&D. You can also find me in the Discord playing Drakewind Falls' own Ferdinand Moody, an incarnation of Ferdinand Moody who doesn't know who he is. That's every other Tuesday around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the next 3 or 4 weeks at the FreeForge Discord. So you can feel free to join up, pop in, and see Ferdinand have an adventure.
Ew. All right. Christy.
I am Christy. You can find me at Lady Christy on the Twitter and at Lady Christy K on Instagram. This is my only streaming game right now, so I will be back here in 2 weeks.
Excellent. Joel.
Hey, you can find me at Finger Twitchings on Instagram, Twitter, potentially Twitch, but not really. TikTok, kind of not really. It's mostly Instagram and Twitter. And then the other things people said.
And man, I mean, where could they find your work?
Mm,
If I had a party that I wanted to get started, well, where would I go for something like that?
if
What?
you have parties that you want to get started,
Yeah.
you can check out my book, Party Starters Volume 1, which is available on the Apple Books platform or Drive Through RPG.
Excellent. And hey, I'm James. You can find me on Twitter at HueyBeardWalks, Instagram at Up Your Architecture. You can find us here every other Tuesday on twitch.tv/Known World United as part of RPG Week on the Known World United, where we play games and work all year to create a great, healthy, welcoming, inclusive infrastructure and raise funds for Gillette Children's Hospitals here in Minneapolis and St. Paul as part of the larger Children's Miracle Network fundraising every November for Extra Life. So if you want to contribute, please do go to extra-life.org, search for Known World United, peep our page there, check out all of our previous videos here on the channel, on our YouTube, and everywhere else. And yeah, as we said, every other Tuesday, every other Monday, and every other Thursday, we have RPG Week here on the channel with our ongoing games. And then every Friday and Sunday, we have bed games and prep school with your King Ginger. So stop by, check us out. Yeah, Drakewind Falls setting is made with Microscope, created by Ben Robbins. You can check him out at lamemage.com. Find him on Twitter at the Lame Mage, and drop back here on August 2nd for more Drakewind Falls. Follow us, hit bells and ding things and pow pow pow. Yeah, stay frosty, friends. Does this guy know how to party or what? Yes. Does he know how to party or what? So as Mitch said, have a great night, folks. Thank you so much for stopping by Drakewind Falls. And we will catch you on the flippity floppity August 2nd here in the evenings with Gordon Abernathy, Becker Stokes, Fern, let's not talk about her last name, and the lovely Highland.